I'm going to predict Steve Borthwick's England squad that he will announce this Wednesday for the Six Nations, which is less than 3 weeks away now. And by the way, gets underway with the most incredible match. France against Ireland. What is it, 2 weeks on Friday? Bring it on. I love the Six Nations. Favourite time of the year rugby-wise. The best annual competition in rugby. And we're here again on the cusp of a load of nations announcing their teams, including Steve Borthwick on Wednesday. And what this video is not is me saying what I think the squad should be. This is purely a prediction on what I think Steve Borthwick will select. I'll give my opinions as we go. Don't worry about that. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Tim. This is Egg Chasers. And tell me what you think in the comments down below on all of the positions, which I will go through one by one. I think this will be England's 3 loose head props. And, I mean, a big part of that is the fact that Joe Marler looks like he's injured, bicep injury. Bevan Rodd is out. That's 2 of England's loose head props from the World Cup. And there are other contenders, but I think in light of those injuries, that Steve Borthwick is going to go with Beno Urbano of Bath and get a youngster in for a bit of experience in Finn Baxter, who just looks, doesn't he look like a sort of oversized toddler? You know, when like you look at police officers and stuff and go, God, they're getting younger these days. When I look at Finn Baxter, makes me feel very old indeed. I'll talk about Finn Smith in a little bit. As we move on to hooker, where I see a little bit of a curveball coming as well. 2 of the hookers, both from Saracens, that were involved in the World Cup in Jamie George and Theo Dan. Jack Walker, I think, will go. And I'm going to predict Curtis Langdon of Northampton Saints, who has been playing brilliantly, in fairness. And I would not begrudge that selection one bit. That is why I've got him there as the predicted call. If you're going on form, and Steve Borthwick, this is largely what I'm basing it on. Steve Borthwick has said in his press conference last week, form in the Premiership is going to be right near the top of his list. In fact, I think he said it was the most important thing. If that is the case, Curtis Langdon will be getting a spot. And Luke Cowan-Dickie, who is rumoured to be going to France from Sale next season, he will be the casualty there if my prediction turns out to be the case. And we'll find out, and I'll be back to do a video, and we'll see how I got on. By the way, what I've done is picked 2 players in every position, except for the front row, where it's 3 players in every position, scrum half and fly half, 3 players in every position. So 35-man squad in total. How many of the 35, have a look at the video, tell me how many of the 35 you think are going to be in the England squad, how many I'll be wrong on. I'll definitely be wrong on some. Will I be wrong on tight head prop? Because here I am going for Kyle Sinclair to not be selected. Which, even as the words come out of my mouth, I'm doubting whether that will in fact happen. That would be quite a big moment for Kyle Sinclair, who's been an ever-present for England for years now. Could he be gone? And yet, Dan Cole still be there. I think we saw during the Rugby World Cup, the scrum and scrummaging is so important. And I think Dan Cole is the only Englishman that can do the job on an international rugby pitch. There are players who have been playing well in the Premiership, had injuries. With loose head prop, Val Rapava-Ruskin for Gloucester would be one of them. Fraser Balmain for Gloucester would be another at tight head prop. Joe Hayes looks like he's got potential. I think it's going to be Will Stewart or Kyle Sinclair. It could well be that Kyle Sinclair is in and Will Stewart is out, because both of them have got question marks next to their name. But I've just got a feeling the 2 Leicester guys will be in. We'll see, won't we? Second row, easier to pick. 3 absolute certainties in Maro Itoje, Ollie Chessum, George Martin. I think they could all well start for England in that game against Italy, all 3 of them, with one of them operating on the blindside flank. And because he can also play at blindside flanker and at lock, I'm expecting to see Alex Coles get a spot in the England squad where Dave Ribbons used to be. I personally, if I were picking, I might be tempted to go for his Northampton club teammate Alex Moon, but Alex Coles, class player. Into the back row then, and this is where the most, well, here in centre is where you might see the most upheaval, mainly because of the number of injuries in the back row. No Tom Curry, no Courtney Laws anymore, obviously, and then there are other players that could be contenders who are out as well. So I've gone 2 blindside flankers, loosely speaking, 2 open side flankers, again, loosely speaking, 2 number 8s, again, loosely speaking. A lot of these players you could play right across the back row. Ethan Roots, I'm going to hold my hands up and say I didn't even know he was English qualified. He moved to Exeter Chiefs from Ospreys, having been at Canterbury Crusaders before that. I just thought he was a Kiwi. Had no idea he was English qualified. I think his father is either one of his grandparents or his dad. I'm not sure. Anyway, he qualifies for England, and he's a big unit on the blindside flank. And without Courtney Lawes, England don't have anyone that's kind of hard hitting. So I've just got a feeling he's going to get in. He's been playing very well for Exeter. Tom Pearson, likewise for Northampton, can operate anywhere around the back row. I've got him in there. Big unit of a guy. Sam Underhill, Ben Curry. Ben Curry's the one that I could see being exchanged off that list. Potentially another number 8 being on there. Zach Mercer instead of Ben Curry. I could perfectly see that. But this is what I've gone for. Ben Earl and Alfie Barbary. That would be my 6 back row players. The ones that I'm predicting Steve Borthwick will go for. So the forward pack. Oh, sorry. I was trying to get rid of me then. The forward pack looks like that. What do you think? Leave your comments while you're there. If you get value from the channel, if you enjoy the rugby content, please give the video a thumbs up to help spread the word. And I would love it if I would earn your subscription as well. Onto the back line and the scrum halves. Alex Mitchell, Danny Kerr from the World Cup squad. Danny Kerr, even at his advanced age, I think would be an asset. I wondered whether Steve Borthwick might move on from him, but I actually think he'll keep him around, and Ben Spencer will be rewarded for his form for Bath. Fly half, dead easy. Owen Farrell's out of contention. Finn Smith, the next cab off the rank. Centres, here we get interesting. England have to pick a natural inside centre. We've already missed out on Nick Tompkins, who went and played for Wales because he wasn't picked by England. Same goes for Cam Redpath of Scotland, and there's been others as well. We have to have a natural 12. Manu Tuolangi is injured. That means there's an opportunity. Maybe it'll be Seb Atkinson of Gloucester. Maybe it'll be Ollie Hartley at Saracens. I'd go for Fraser Dingwall. I think it'll be Fraser Dingwall of Northampton playing really good rugby. And Ollie Lawrence, Henry Slade back in the England squad, and Tommy Freeman there as well. Now, Tommy Freeman you could count as a winger who plays a bit of centre in exactly the same way as you move on to the wingers. You could count Elliot Daly as a winger who plays a bit of centre. So those two are kind of fluid between the back 3 and the centre positions. But if I was picking 4 wingers at the minute or predicting Steve Borthwick's, it will be Elliot Daly, Joe Thockner-Singer, Anthony Watson and Emmanuel Feiwa-Boso, who I did not even put on the radar on my previous video about the England squad because I just assumed he was going to go and play for Wales. But it looks like, and the word we're hearing is that England have won the race for him. Does he totally deserve his spot in the squad on merit? He's only played 15 first senior games for Exeter Chiefs. It is early days. He might well get picked purely so that Wales don't get him and he is then captured for England. There'll be other wingers who will feel a little bit hard done by if this is how it pans out. That's what I'm predicting Steve Borthwick to do, with Freddie Stewart and George Fullback as the fullbacks. There you go. That's my prediction. 35 names. I will revisit here on the channel with a video when Steve Borthwick announces his squad and we see how right or how wrong I was. Give your predictions down below in the comments. As for a team, just to summarise the back line, there we go. The 19 names that I am predicting Steve Borthwick will select. He could go for a larger squad. There's no actual hard and fast rules on a Six Nations squad, how big the squad has to be. There could be others. And that, I'm going to predict, is the team that takes to the field in the first game. And if Steve Borthwick is true to his word and he selects on form, then that back line could well be the back line that takes to the field. The pack is pretty settled from the Rugby World Cup, with just Courtney Lawes going, so Ollie Chesham, George Martin and Maro Itoje accommodated within the 8. But the back line looks like all changed to me. Quite possibly. The other way round of doing it is flipping Dingwall and Cockner-Singer into the starting team and having a natural 12 and Tommy Freeman on the wing. You have to have Tommy Freeman in that team, as far as I'm concerned. And that is what I think. Tell me what you think down below. I will see you on the next video. I'm getting very excited. Six Nations is just around the corner.